Hi, my name is Brenda,
Hi, my name is Kyle.
and this is our story of adoption and how we found the missing piece. Our story is really two separate stories of adoption, and we can't tell one without telling both of them. We wanted to have several kids, and we were fortunate to have one biological daughter. And ever since she was 2, she started praying to be a big sister, and we started praying also. We really felt a call to adopt from Liberia, and many things happened over the first couple years, and a lot of that had to do with instability in the country, recovering from the war. And we also had found out in those 2 years that we were going to have a hard time having children, and we decided not to continue on with any more infertility treatments. And so through the 2-year time, as we were praying and trying to get things ready to go for adoption, we finally decided that we would go ahead and start the process for an adoption. And once we started that process, we wanted to keep it a secret from our family. We knew that they would be excited, and we just wanted to wait a little while so that we could surprise them. And so we started our preparation, we started training, we started going through the paperwork. And one day Alex was at Grandma and Grandpa's house, and Grandma let Alex watch the movie Annie. And after she watched the movie, she said, "Why can't we just get one of those kids?" It had been several years of trying to add to our family already. And we looked at each other and we said, "Well, we're working on it." And so from that time, we told the little 4-year-old at this time that she had to keep it quiet. And she kept the secret for several months until we were ready to tell our family. And we told our family that we were preparing to adopt from Liberia. And they were very excited. But they're also a little confused. They had a lot of questions, and it was a big surprise and big news from them to be working on international adoption. So we always wanted to adopt siblings from Liberia, and we were encouraged to consider domestic interracial adoptions because for every one healthy white baby that's born, there's 100 families waiting. But for every 30 mixed race or African American babies, there's only one family waiting. But we felt that God really put Liberia on our hearts. And so one day as we were thinking through this, and we knew that God would give us the children that He wanted us to have, and we thought that would happen no matter what. And so we were hesitant to sign the final lines on the paperwork saying what we wanted. And we were just thinking about maybe switching gears, and everything changed. We had a flat tire, and that changed the whole schedule for the whole day. And it meant that night we received a phone call asking if we would consider 2 2-year-olds and a 3-year-old from Liberia. Well, that was everything we wanted and even more. And so we were very excited. The flat tire completely changed everything. And that day, September 4th in 2008, we received a phone call and asking if we would consider 2 2-year-olds and a 3-year-old. And that was everything we'd wanted and even more. And as time went on, we learned a little bit more. We learned that there are 2 twins named Musu and Jenkin, and they were actually younger than we thought. And Jackson was their cousin, and their mothers had all died. Musu and Jackson's mothers had died in childbirth, and Jackson's mother had died in a car accident. And so we were very excited to bring them home. They would actually probably be 2 and 3 years old when we brought them home. And so we began making preparations in our home, buying a new vehicle, and everything that we could do to prepare to bring them home. And Alex, our daughter, was so excited. She'd tell everybody where Liberia was, and she would share with them the types of foods they would eat when they came home and the games that they would play. And then the government put on a moratorium that stopped all in-process adoptions. So we spent 5 months corresponding with lawmakers and agencies and anybody who could be involved with this process to try to just bring those 100 children home. And during that time, 3 children died. And one of them was our Musu. And we received a call on July 28th that she had died. And Alex knew exactly what that meant. As soon as we got the phone call, Alex said, "My only sister died because the government took too long." And so anybody who thinks that you can't bond with a child that that you have never held is completely wrong. We would compare this a lot to a miscarriage. And the pain, the devastation was very real. And so for 3 weeks, we went on preparing to bring home 2 children, although the adoption was looking less and less like a reality. So 3 weeks later, we received a second call. And that call said that we don't know if Musu is dead or not. We think that maybe it was an attempt to get money. And so for several months, again, it looked like the adoption was going to become less and less of reality, not only for our children, but for the other ones as well. And it actually took about 1.5 years until I went on a mission trip to Liberia to know for sure that she was in fact alive. We had just been told that she wasn't as part of a game. And so we knew that summer that we would not be able to continue with our Liberian adoption. And we did decide to go ahead and switch to a domestic adoption. But we had to heal from that roller coaster first.
So after we realized that the adoption from Liberia wasn't going to happen, we decided to try and go ahead and do the domestic route. We heard a lot of people talk it could take a long time, so be prepared to wait and wait and wait. So even though we weren't fully healed from basically the failed adoption previously, we went ahead and started the paperwork to at least get it started. So we had started that already, I believe, in November and December, and things were actually moving fairly quickly. By, I believe it was Ash Wednesday of the following year, we had received our call to show our book to a potential birth mother.
So we were prepared to wait, and through this time, we would do special things as a family. And as we had all throughout the previous 3.5 years that we'd been working on this, we'd do special things as a family, and we didn't have to say what it was, but we always knew that there was a piece missing, and all 3 of us knew it. And so we're prepared to wait, and all of a sudden in February we got a phone call saying that a potential birth mother, asking if they could show our profile book to a potential birth mother. And there were some issues that we would maybe need to be concerned about, and they shared them with us, and we said to go ahead and let her look at our books. And it only took about a week later, after I had finished novena asking for the intercession of St. Jude, and our prayers were answered. We got a phone call that she'd accepted us. And so since Alex had been through so much, we did want to protect her from this news. So for the first month, waiting for the news to change, we had become very used to being guarded in everything that we did. And so we kept the secret from her for about a month. And then we were finally able to share it with her and the rest of the family. 2 months is a very short pregnancy. We only had 2 months to prepare for the trip to pick up our son, Aiden. So placement day was a very happy day. It all was very quick and simple, and Aiden was placed in our arms. And from that point on, he's just received lots of cuddles and hugs and kisses and songs and good nights. And it was a wonderful time for all of us that our family finally had that missing piece.
Every 5 minutes in the little office that they had, I was asking my mom, can we get the baby yet? And when we finally got him, I was literally smiling for an hour, and even though my cheeks started hurting, I could not stop smiling. I took 2 days off of school just to be with my little baby brother because I love him so much. I love my family the way it is, and I wouldn't give anything to change it. I'm really excited for the days to come and what God has in store for us.
Now we have that missing piece that we have wanted for so long, and we may adopt again someday. But for right now, we celebrate our cultures, and we celebrate being together as a family. We celebrate special days like Adoption Day. It took us 8 months to actually finalize the adoption after we had him. And so on December 1st of every year, we celebrate Adoption Day. Just our family, just something fun that we do. Aiden likes to talk about adoption, and we send his birth mother pictures and updates. We've received some information from her through the adoption agency, and we know what her dreams were for her son, and we've been able to provide them for the birth mother. And people often wonder if you can love a biological child and an adopted child the same, and we can emphatically say yes, you can. God made each of our children very different, but we love them equally. We love the differences that they bring to our family, and we can do so many neat things as a family, and that special time that we can share together. We don't look at it that we have a biological and an adoption child. We have two children.
We have a family.